Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm Colin MacDonald, and today we're sailing back to February 5th, 1941, when the SS Politician, a cargo ship carrying 264,000 bottles of whisky, ran aground on the rocky shores of Eriskay in the Western Isles. What followed was a tale of island ingenuity, government intervention, and a whisky-laden legend that would inspire one of Scotland's most famous books and films. The SS Politician was a 7,918-ton cargo ship on a voyage from Liverpool to Kingston, Jamaica and New Orleans. Her hold was filled with a variety of goods, including cotton, bicycles, tobacco, and most famously, whisky, Scotland's liquid gold. But fate had other plans. Battling heavy seas and strong winds, the vessel drifted off course, running aground near the small island of Eriskay, part of the Outer Hebrides. For the islanders of Eriskay and the surrounding communities, the sight of a stranded ship filled with whisky was nothing short of a miracle. At the time, wartime rationing had made whisky scarce, and here, washed up on their doorstep, was a veritable treasure trove. Seizing the opportunity, locals began an impromptu salvage operation. Under cover of darkness, they rowed out to the wreck and retrieved as many bottles as they could carry. In their eyes, this wasn't looting, it was merely claiming what the sea had delivered. News of the whisky rescue spread quickly, and soon islanders from Barra, South Uist, and beyond joined in the spirited endeavour. The whisky, already duty paid and intended for export, was seen as fair game. After all, if they didn't save it, the sea would claim it. Some men filled their boats to the brim, while others simply carried off as much as they could manage. It is said that some lucky souls found entire cases floating in the waves, a gift from the shipwreck gods. However, the authorities didn't see things quite the same way. The government, keen to assert its control and collect taxes, launched an official inquiry into the missing whisky. Customs and excise officers, along with the local police, were dispatched to track down the missing cargo. Raids were conducted, bottles were seized, and some of the islanders even faced court fines or brief jail sentences for their part in the whisky salvage. But despite the crackdowns, much of the whisky was never recovered. Some bottles were hidden in peat bogs, buried under floorboards, or stashed in remote caves. In true Highland fashion, the islanders knew how to keep a secret, and many a dram was quietly enjoyed long after the official search had ended. The story of the SS Politician soon became the stuff of legend, and in 1947 it inspired Compton Mackenzie's famous novel Whisky Galore. The book, a humorous and affectionate retelling of the events, captured the spirit of the islanders, resourceful, defiant, and ever appreciative of a fine dram. The novel was later adapted into a beloved 1949 Ealing Studios film of the same name, cementing the tale's place in Scottish folklore. To this day, the wreck of the SS Politician remains beneath the waters of Eriskay. Divers have explored its remains, and occasionally bottles of whisky have been recovered, some still sealed after decades beneath the waves. In 1987, a few of these salvaged bottles were auctioned for thousands of pounds, proof that the legend of the ship and its cargo still holds a special place in Scotland's heart. So, as we raise a glass to history, let us toast to the islanders of Eriskay, to their ingenuity, and to the enduring tale of whisky, the sea, and a ship that found its final port in Scottish lore. Thank you for joining me on This Day in Scottish History. Tune in tomorrow for another fascinating story from Scotland's past. Until then, Slàinte, mhath,